there are different kind of roles which are available for you as a young professional, right? You can go for investment banking, you can go for valuation, transaction advisory, M&A consulting, corporate finance, FP&A, deal origination. So all that requires you aligning yourself with your future goals. So, right, you need to know, okay, what are my strengths? What do I enjoy more? So let's say if you enjoy meeting people, meeting strangers, and building relationship, probably the deal origination role will fit you better, because deal origination is all about building relationship at the CXO level later in life and then originating those deals, right? If you are someone who likes to be a strong individual contributor and work on, deep into models, maybe you want to have a valuation analyst track, right? If you want to work on, let's say, the allocation bit, right? How does the capital gets allocated at an organizational level? I think the corporate finance role may suit you better. So it's a journey, right? So you need to discover, okay, what do I want to do in next 5 years, 3 years, and what are my innate strength, which I am born with. Okay, there is some skills which you can gain as a toolkit. You can obviously grow as a person, but there is also some innate behavior you have. Okay, I have a natural inclination to meet new people and build relationships, right? So that kind of self-awareness is required, right? And one of the things which we are doing with young professionals is helping them become aware of their own strengths, right? So that's also one of the focus areas of mentor sprints when we are going on campuses. So the core focus on day-to-day basis is around building financial models, valuations, drafting pitch deck, and running different kind of data sets to come to a conclusion, right? Which you can present to your client who you're advising, right? So the skills which matter the most, I think, here is the financial modeling skills, right? And then obviously for pitch deck, etc., you are also focusing on PowerPoint. Generally, PowerPoint is not a problem after the first few months, but financial modeling skills are something which you need to build over a period of time, right? Initial 3 years, I think it's the most, I would say, the crucial phase where you are building solely on building financial models and pitch deck. Because when you are a young investment banking analyst, you are not able to source deals on your own, right? So you are assisting your VP or a senior person on those deals, right? So a lot of your work is core focus is on those deals, right? If you look at the career progression, typically a lot of people switch to buy side, which is to private equity funds or hedge funds, or a lot of people also go to business schools after the spending 2 3 years in an analyst role. So this is the typical day to day for an IB analyst. If I look at the compensation, I think for a good investment bank, I think it should be somewhere between 15 to 30 lakh kind of a range annual compensation, including bonus. For a global I bank, I would say it will be somewhere between 120 to $300,000 kind of a range, right? If you're talking about New York or London, right? I would say it's a demanding role. Typically, you're working on roughly 12 to 14 hours a day. So it's not for everyone. You have to be geared towards or inspired to do well in this field. You need to find some motivation. Otherwise, I think I notice a lot of professionals getting burnt out after initial 2 3 years, right? These are different kind of routes which are available. You can different benchmarking, I think, at high level, which we thought of doing around the number of hours. So typically, you can go into equity research, you can think about an IB analyst role or evaluation analyst role, right? So these are different kind of roles which are possible, right? So I think, again, the focus here should be to have that self awareness where I want to be in 3 to 5 years. What are my core strengths which I have inherited, and what can I build, right? And accordingly, you should pick the role which you want to go after. This is the typical day. Typical day starts around 9:30, 10 a.m. and typically you're working with, till about 10 to 11 p.m., right? So this is the typical day. And I think it's a variety of activities. You're going on client calls, you're doing internal meetings, you're working on models. And then in the meantime, obviously, as you are a young professional, you have a lot of requests coming in from your MDs and other professionals in your team, right? So this is the typical day which looks like. So it is not all glamorous. which people make it to be. It's a lot of hard work. And unless you are ready, I don't think you will enjoy this kind of a role.